everyone, I hope we're all doing well. Today I'm going to be talking about my apartment hunting journey and showing you guys which apartment I chose. It's been a journey, but it's been a fun one, and I want to share with you guys the apartments that I've toured and be completely transparent with the pricing and my pros and my cons to all of these apartments. New York City apartment hunting can be fun if you have the right perspective, which I certainly did. So I think that that's the first piece of advice I want to give you guys. You need to go in there confident and knowing that I am not lowering my standards and just having fun with it. Although it can be quite overwhelming, I would switch my mentality to, hey, I am going on this massive hunt. I am deciding the next place that I want to live, and it's going to be so much fun. This is my dream apartment, and this was before summer 2022 when prices were soaring. Everyone who lived in this specific area were moving out because it was so expensive. I went into that mentality that I'm confident, I'm gonna get exactly what I want, and I'm not gonna back down. I'm not going to listen to these outside sources that are saying, oh, it's so hard right now. So without further ado, let me share with you guys my journey. But before I do, you are more than welcome to subscribe. On this channel, I talk about all things self-development. So if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you here. The first apartment I viewed was on the Upper East Side, going for $1,830 a month. I really loved the price of this apartment. It was affordable for Manhattan standards, but my main thing for this apartment was the fact that it was on the Upper East Side and it was a 10-minute walk from the subway. Now, my office is based in NoHo, so that would have taken about 30 to 40 minutes, which in Manhattan terms is literally so long. The number one thing I noticed was when I walked into the apartment and closed the door, the walls were like cardboard. I could hear people walk in and out, like going upstairs, downstairs every 2 minutes, and that already was driving me crazy from the start. I really liked the bathroom. The bathroom looked newly renovated. There was a lot of under the sink storage, so that was a plus. The bathroom was really small. It was like half of the size of a normal bathroom, which I found so weird, but Manhattan apartments don't always come with baths, so I considered that as a plus. Now, there was a lot of storage space, and when I say a lot of storage space, I mean 2 closets instead of 1. There's usually 1 that comes with a studio apartment, so I really did like that it came with 2. I really did like the view. It wasn't incredible, but I liked looking out of the window and seeing trees. There was a church directly across the street. It felt like when I looked outside of the window, I could see the buildings and they were really close up. They weren't like too far away, so I kind of didn't like that either. But my one thing that I was like, this is a no, and I'm not even applying to this apartment, is the fact that you could hear people walk up and down the stairs. That was a really big no-no for me. And the fact that it was gonna take me 10 minutes to walk to my subway every single morning and evening after work. Apartment number 2 was an immediate no for me. Now, this apartment was in the East Village and it was $1,800 flat. Now, the pro was that it was a 2-minute walk from my work, but as you can see, it literally felt like Harry Potter's closet room. It kind of looked cute and magical, and I thought I could have fun going up the little ladder while I was looking at the apartment online, but once I came into the apartment, I could like barely move. The fridge was like half of a fridge. I was like, I wouldn't be able to even fit any of my food in here. Also, it was on the ground floor, so literally you could see people just walk past, and I knew that street pretty well because I would literally be walking to work and go past that street. It would get pretty busy sometimes, so you'd literally just see people's heads going past your window nonstop. So definite no for me.
So I forgot to speak about this apartment, but the next apartment that I viewed was actually on the Upper East Side, going for $1,850 a month. And what I loved about this apartment was that it was not a shoebox apartment by any means. It was a great location, but it was a 5th floor walk up, and it was a 10-minute walk to the subway that I needed to get on. So that was not ideal. I really liked the size. they were still renovating it, which I was sort of adamant about. There was trees everywhere, which I really love, and a lot of window space. It was north facing, however. This apartment had the biggest wardrobe that I've seen in a Manhattan apartment. It was basically walk-in. It was like a huge separate kitchen and a pretty decent sized bathroom with a big sized bathtub. I thought that there was a lot of sink space, but I couldn't actually open the sink. Ultimately, although it was close to places like Target, I didn't really like the neighborhood that much. It was very family orientated, which wasn't really my vibe, but most importantly, it was a 10-minute walk to my subway, which I was really not about, so I didn't apply to this apartment.
Apartment number 3 gave me the worst vibes. This was based in East Village. It was $1,850. Now, sometimes in East Village, you go onto a street and it's literally bomb, like 10th and 11th. Mwah, bellissimo. Bellissimo.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Yeah, like going into that street that I went on, it was like not that at all. It was like sketchy vibes. When I walked into the building, it also felt not great. Like I just did not like the look of it. Going into the apartment wasn't impressive. I mean, as you can see, it was in the middle of being renovated, so I understand, but at the same time, there were windows that were caged, and that's never a good sign, so I was like taken aback from that. The bathroom was really spacious, and it was a really close walk from my work, which I find really important, but it was just a no from me. When you know, you know. You know? This apartment was so cute. So this apartment is in East Village, $2,250. It had a big line to go see it. So close to my work. As you can see, there's a really cute nook where you can sleep, so it kind of feels like a 1-bedroom, and then you look out the windows and it's not just a random road, you know, like it's a pretty okay view. But still, the view wasn't the best, and it was small when you actually got inside of it. Yeah, I really liked it though, so I applied, but ultimately I did not end up getting picked, and I'm really happy that I didn't, because everything always works out in our favor. The next apartment was in West Village, and it was $1,940, which is unheard of in the West Village, but I'll show you why it was $1,940. It's really tiny. There was no closet, which is ultimately what made me not apply for this apartment, but it was in the most ideal location, and location for me is so important. It was on one of the iconic streets of West Village, like tree-lined street, brownstones, so quiet, like suburban vibes. I loved it so much. I was seriously considering this. The building itself looked really new and fancy. It was like marble everywhere. You go inside, like inside was renovated as well. For me, space I don't care about right now, but there was no closet. I would be able to fit my bed in there, and that's it, and I needed a desk. That place was literally for college students. Ultimately, I did not apply to this apartment. The next apartment, East Village, $2,600. This was a big W for me because this was the day that I met my favorite broker in New York. He really hooked me up with this apartment at the end, so shout outs to my guy. This apartment was on a very busy street. Now, when I actually walked in, it was a weekday in the middle of the day, very quiet, but I lived literally 2 minutes away from this place, and I knew that it was like bars on bars on bars. It's where all of the NYU kids would go to party on Saturdays, and every time that I myself would go out, it would literally be like people on people. Plus, it was $2,600 for a studio in the East Village. I thought that was very steep, and I wasn't really a big fan of it either. I think it was north facing as well. The first apartment actually was north facing, so there was not going to be a lot of sunlight. Listen to your intuition. How does this apartment make your body feel? Do you feel excited, or is it sort of like a feeling, right? If it's a feeling, you will find your apartment, don't worry. Believe that you can find an apartment that is absolutely perfect for you. It is definitely in the realm of possibility. All you have to do is be confident about it, even if it literally feels and sounds absolutely batshit crazy, because the things that I wanted, I got, and it sounded absolutely batshit crazy to people, but I got what I got, and I'm still like, damn. And this apartment is rent stabilized, so. The next apartment was in West Village for $2,500. Now, when I walked into this apartment, I liked it, but I came at around 5-6 p.m. so it was pretty dimly lit, so I wasn't sure if that was just because it was, 5 p.m. You would open the window and it would just be the terrace and like the landlord's office, so you could literally see him working there, and I was not a fan of that at all, because I wanted to put my table kind of close to the window, have a nice view and work, and having like the landlord just literally outside of my window was not the vibe for me. But apart from that, I really liked it. I loved obviously that it was in West Village and very close to my work. I did apply for this apartment and I didn't get it, and again, so glad that I didn't. This apartment I had dreams about. I fell in love with it. This apartment is in Greenwich Village and it was $2,300. It was a 1-bedroom apartment. Tell me what apartment is a 1-bedroom apartment, $2,300 in Greenwich Village. I felt like I was going to be living in a cloud when I was imagining myself living there, because it was the highest story and anywhere you turned, you could see windows. It was just very spacious for Manhattan standards, and the fact that it was 1 bedroom, granted it was literally just a bedroom to fit in your bed, but the fact that you still had that felt really spacious. You can kind of look around and see all these trees. Now the street was pretty busy, and that was also something that I was like about. There wasn't a bath in the bathroom, but what I liked about it is it had a lot of sink space. So there's a sink and you can put so many products on like top of the sink, and that is also a gem in Manhattan. I could really seriously see myself living here. I absolutely love this apartment. There was such a huge line for this. Like, I waited in line for like 30 minutes. After I didn't get this apartment, I literally was so sad. I was like, oh my god, like where am I going to go? My apartment was going to be going on the market on the 1st of April, yeah, and I had to like get out of there in like 2 weeks. The clock was ticking. The journey of me getting here is just so poetic, and it really attests to the line, what's yours will never miss you. Because literally this apartment that I'm living in was on the market for a week. I would go on Street Easy and see it, like, and I know that that sounds like a red flag, but I've been living here for 6 months and I have no red flags whatsoever. Like, I absolutely love this apartment. It just felt like God was saving this apartment for me. Like, literally a month before summer 2022, if you guys live in New York, you know that every single apartment showing has people lined around the block. Anything and everything went. Like, it didn't matter if it was the tiniest apartment, if it was in like the worst street. Every apartment in Manhattan pre-summer is just crazy. No lines here. It was on Street Easy for a whole week. Rent stabilized. The moment of truth, the love of my life, the apartment that I picked and the apartment that picked me. This apartment is in West Village and I am paying $2,250 a month. It's rent stabilized and I absolutely love every single thing about it. I am so comfortable here. I don't have to clean a lot. This is like no fuss at all. This is the first apartment that I've ever had by myself. I don't have to worry about too much furniture. The view is absolutely beautiful. I have my table right next to the window, just as I imagined, just as I wanted, and you open the window and you can see the One World Trade Center and all of the beautiful Manhattan skyline. So I'm having breakfast and, you know, enjoying the view, and then I'm doing my work just as I had planned and seeing this beautiful view, and it's like, what more could I want? I absolutely was in love. No white fridge. Everything is renovated, like different to East Village completely, because East Village was like that apartment, the kitchen and the bathroom was musty, dusty and crusty and falling apart. I had a white fridge, so we've definitely upgraded on that front. And you open the cabinets and they're like automatically closed. It's so nice. And the bathroom has a bath and it's newly renovated, and as I'm showering, I can literally see the One World Trade Center, and I feel like crying at this point. I live so close to so many parks. I live so close to a nice walk trail. I live so close to very famous restaurants that are literally, you know, featured in rap songs and like different crazy, like on Instagram, everywhere. Celebrities can't even get into these places. It's very quick to walk to my work. I have wanted to live in West Village, and I literally am so grateful that I live here. If you've ever been to West Village or you live in Manhattan, like if you know, you know, it's a very nice area. And I got this place because I didn't give up. Number one, I didn't settle. Number two, and number three, I had a list that I knew I was going to get. Like it ticked all of my boxes. And I mean the trees, and I'm so close to all these grocery stores. I feel so inspired by the people, and I just live close to the biggest like shopping iconic areas. I think if I only had to tell you one piece of advice, it would be to be confident and know that you can get literally whatever you want, no matter if people are saying that it's impossible. Just know that it's going to work out. You just need to keep on looking on Street Easy. I'm really sending you guys all of my luck, and I hope that you will find the most perfect apartment for you, and I know that you will. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.